after the introduction of the global autonomous surveillance and response system, the next step will be the introduction of a system which follows on from the present research to encode sensory information to the cortex via pulsed ultrasound. So following on from this initial research, we'll be able to receive information to our brains, directly to our brains, in much the same way that our mobile phone receives information from a cell phone tower. And we also, or a wireless connection, receive information to a notebook, laptop, computer. We'll also be able to have our thoughts retrieved in much the same way that a person with the special ability of ESP or telepathy is able to receive thoughts from those in their immediate vicinity or even remotely. So this second system will be working concurrently with the global autonomous surveillance system. So both of these systems will be autonomous systems, and they also will be assisted by psychics, telepathy, ESP, those who have the special ability of remote viewing, as a way to have another level of redundancy. This can be a way to hopefully detect corruption and remove it. There's no guarantee, and if corruption was to set in, it may be particularly hard to ferret it out. If all the systems become corrupt, we're fucked. We're fucked. So I suppose it's important to now plan well and have certain laws in place to limit the control of the system on citizens for political purposes. It's important to have the system hopefully potentially uncorruptible. So it needs to have lots of laws in place, lots of things which can't be tampered with by the government. Perhaps the best to control the system would be the UN, as there are a number of countries on the board for the Security Council, and there also are other seats which rotate. So as opposed to just leaving it to one country, having the Security Council administer it and monitor it may be the best way as we move towards the global government. I mean, the US has a great system of democracy whereby the president can't be in power for more than 8 years. Very good system. Very democratic. But perhaps with the inclusion of other countries too via the United Nations and the Security Council is, I suppose, even a better step to make things even better. So the autonomous surveillance of thoughts and response is perhaps the ultimate. Some might say the creme de la creme. And this system will be a better version of pre-crime, because if a citizen were to have a thought to commit crime or harm others, when the citizens decide to act upon that thought, they would be persuaded by the system before they actually committed the offence. So crime would be a thing of the past. crime would become an impossibility, because the system will be able to respond before and influence the person before they actually can commit the offence. It's a way of creating a perfect world, a utopia where crime is impossible. Obviously, having struggles and tests and lessons is important for all of us in our development. The system will also incorporate these things into the development of citizens, and oftentimes with analysts, if they have a dramatic failure very early in their career, it can be a powerful way to motivate and inspire them to rise beyond how they would otherwise have been, and to a level of greatness which is outstanding. It comes from learning from the mistake, from being, and also having a very humbling experience in that we all can be wrong. We all are, no one's infallible, not even the system. We can make mistakes. And the more we accept that, yes, hey, I can make mistakes, I have made mistakes, I will make more mistakes, but that I'm married to my job and that I'm willing to bust my balls and do more than is required because I want to, because I love the work so much. I'm saying people get off on different things, and for me, I'm someone who gets off on ideas, gets off on developing answers to problems. So generating ideas is fun, and I'm in so much fun when I am lost in my thoughts on a walk. Walking and totally lost in my thoughts. At times I have been known to arrive at an answer and to have thought, how the fuck did I get here? Because time had lapsed and I didn't know where I was when I woke up from my thoughts on my walk. So it's beautiful. I love the feeling of being lost in my thoughts, of being in my own world, and of having my thoughts as the most important thing. It's beautiful, it's fun. I mean, I'm the first to acknowledge that I at times can be a little unique and unusual, but that's me. It's some of my quirkiness, because it can at times, to be healthy, to have a certain degree of quirkiness which differentiates and separates us from others. I mean, those who have gone through the cookie cutter and are all the same may have limited, unique characteristics to bring to a team because they are the same as everyone else. They think the same. So it's important to be unique, because diversity is essential for teams. And with this autonomous surveillance of thoughts and response, it's the creme de la creme. I feel that with enough brain power, we can solve all the world's problems and more. Everything can be solved with enough brain power. It's all about connecting the right people, putting them together in a team and getting them thinking. Focus on the task, and working to achieve the required results. I mean, at times we aren't sure how technologies will evolve, or I suppose there are many variables which I suppose can disrupt or change or even facilitate the development of new technology. In 2020 or 30 or 2040 will be the time when the technological singularity hits. And when it does hit, there will be a massive transformation in computers, because AI will be so advanced that systems will be able to improve their hardware and software substantially faster than could ever be done by humans. There'll be a massive renaissance within computers, and it may be hard now to even guess as to how capable they will be then, and all the applications and developments they can create, which are impossible now because of the limiting technology barrier. So the autonomous thought surveillance response system is the creme de la creme, and it won't happen overnight, but it will happen, and when it does, there needs to be the legal framework in place to ensure that it is non-corruptible. We all have good intentions. We all want to be safe. We all want to work for the common good, the common concerns, work to make things better. And this is a way to ensure that the system can keep us safe, because it can prevent action. That is, by it's aware of intentions and it can respond before the action is carried out, because it can manipulate intentions and motivations and work to ensure that citizens are much more adjusted and do the right thing, just like hypnosis can do. So I feel as though we all want to be the best person we can be, and with this system and with hypnosis we can. It's all about dreaming of the ideal and then working to turn it into reality. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen.